A lot of people underestimate the quality of your phone, but it is top notch. In fact, I'm filming on my phone right now. Don't believe me? That's the camera that I usually film on, so it would be impossible for me to film with them twice. I feel like a leaking fire hydrant is like a very quintessential thing of New York. You know, it's like one of those things you'd see in Hey Arnold. Okay, squad, it's episode 3, the 3rd episode of Week in Review. That's our weekly video blog where we followed the journey of building this crazy music startup called Dubseed.com. Today, it's a hectic day. First of all, we've got this interview coming up with a really dope artist, DJ, producer. The dude puts on this music festival called Hard Summer. He is a bad man. His name is Destructo. Then we gotta head back to the office. We got a lot of meetings. But right now, I'm gonna head over to this park I really dig, send the drone up, fly around for a bit, then head off to this interview. Boom, yeah. We're now in Manhattan. We're about to head over to this hotel where we're meeting with Destructo for a little interview. What I want to do is continue the story of Dubseed. This is part 3 of 3. Just talking a bit about the history of Dubseed, where we came from. Last we left off, we had made contact with Native Instruments and we reached out to them asking if they were thinking of opening a marketplace for this new STEM format that they had created. This opened doors to an awesome opportunity for Dubseed to become that marketplace. Yo, I'll show you the spot that I'm trying to get to. I want to just sit down and like film somewhere quiet. This is the spot I've been looking at. Yeah, this is the spot. This is like one of the quieter places I've ever found in Manhattan. I think it's a retirement home, but there's also a basketball court, so that wouldn't make sense. So we realized we have this opportunity. First thing we did is we adjusted our business model and we adjusted the website itself. Although the changes we needed to make to the website were pretty small, developers aren't cheap. I remember at the time I'd already put most of my money to Dubseed and this was literally like the last bit of oil that I had to spend. But I didn't think that hard about it. We changed the website slightly and made it compatible with the new STEM format and just started focusing on being that marketplace for people to buy and share stems. And it started to work. People were coming to the site and people were coming back to the site and we started to build a community. And it wasn't like going viral, but slowly but surely, Dubseed started to be a thing. A few blogs hit us up. They wanted to do write-ups on Dubseed. We started to get the attention from a few other industry players. It was smooth sailing, but at a slow pace, which was fine. Things were going decently well. We were now at a point where we could begin pitching the concept to investors. Now, I could go on for a while about this part of the story, but basically pitching to investors was a whole new part of the startup world that I was unfamiliar with, and one that, in addition to continuing to run the business, added on a whole bunch of extra work. Okay, let's take a break. I gotta make my way over to this hotel to interview Destructo, and we'll continue the story in a minute. What's up?
That's cool.
Well, we'll start with...
What's up? I'm Destructo, and this is Dubseed TV.
Bye, thank you so much.
Take
It was
it
nice
easy.
to meet you.
Right, nice to meet you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Yo, fam. Just finished up that interview with Destructo. The dude is cool, very inspiring. Played us some of his new EP, talked to us a little bit about when he first started working with Rick Rubin. And again, he's just a cool dude. Stay tuned. We'll get that one edited, posted on the Dubseed YouTube channel next week. lot of people don't know this, but many of the shows that we shoot for our YouTube channel are actually filmed within our office. It's a pretty small, tight space, but we kind of just make do with what we got. And the whole point is to try to make it look as professional as possible under the circumstances. Now I'm going to show you kind of a behind the scenes look at what the studio looks like once it's been converted from our office. Got a bit weird towards the end. I'll probably have to edit that last part out. So we got these professional big boy studio lights right here. Those are shining onto that Dubseed backdrop, yeah? Then we got this big man table right here, and we prop that table up with a big boy piano stand, right? Then we got this Badman black tablecloth, and that's gonna go over this big boy table. Now, you may have noticed a small problem here. That thing. It's kind of obstructing the view, right? We gotta move that. Next step, we set up the Tractor S8 deck, which we use both for the Beetroot show and for the stem mixing show. This is where it gets a little bit complicated. One of the key shots that we need to be getting is the aerial shot above the deck, pointing down, right? There are three pieces that make this work. First of all, that thing. I don't know what that's called, but it's like a clamp. You squeeze it and squeezes down, right? Two is the monopod. It's like a tripod, but it's mono the whole way through. Third is that attachment right there. That clamps onto your phone, which then attaches to the monopod, right? A lot of people underestimate the quality of your phone, but it is top notch. In fact, I'm filming on my phone right now. Don't believe me? That's the camera that I usually film on, so it would be impossible for me to film with them twice. So, using this clamp type thing, that's the setup. On the surface, it might not look like a professional studio, but I think it looks alright. Chill. Yo, what's up everyone? This is the very first Dubseed mix show. It's a STEM mix show. It's called the STEM Mix Show. Alright dudes, I just finished filming the first episode of this Dubseed STEM Mix Show. It's basically a show where I'm DJing but with stems for the whole duration of the show. You know the story, we'll have that stuff edited, posted on Dubseed YouTube channel next week. I did pick up some nice snacks from Whole Foods. This isn't a paid endorsement by them, but I definitely enjoy their snack section. It's a little bit messy though. For now, I want to finish up that story. It's the last part about how Dubseed came to be. Like I said, we were at a point where we were finally ready to pitch to investors. And the way it worked is we were talking to about 50 different people, 50 different investors, and of those 50, about 10 were kind of interested, and about 3 of those were really interested. The hardest part was that we didn't have crazy revenue, and we were looking for a rare type of investor who was more focused on the potential of the idea, who believed in the concept, believed in me, and who believed in the potential of stems. And all 3 of the investors that we were talking to had a pretty good understanding of this. 2 of them were based in New York City, 1 of them was based in Tampa, so I decided to pack my bags up, head over to the East Coast and meet with these guys. First stop was Tampa with a group called Symphonic Distribution. After that, we headed up to New York and met with 2 other people who it's not even worth mentioning their names because Symphonic was the clear choice and we ended up getting an investment from them. When meeting with both of the groups up in New York, I remember it felt more like I was being interrogated by them instead of them just getting to know me and getting to understand my vision for Dubseed. Whereas with Symphonic, they were a very young team, very passionate about trying new things out. The Symphonic CEO, Jorge, took the time to get to know me as a person, and in doing that really got to understand why I believe so strongly in Dubseed. Getting an investment from Symphonic felt right, and it was the start of an amazing chapter of Dubseed. So that's it. That's the story. If you missed the first 2 parts, check out the first and second episode of Week in Review, the video blog. I'm editing this week's blog, and I just realized that I forgot to shoot an outro, so this is the outro.